Welcome back and thanks for joining us here at our Psycho Turtle Pokemon Labs League Challenge. This is the finals and we have a very interesting final. Some cool Pokemon. You've got Michael Wagner and Tyler Deacy. You've got Bastiodon. You've got Ditto. It's going to be a Bastio Blast. Terrible pun. But anyways, you're going to see Michael on the left here with Chenpao, Ditto, Fluttermane, Landorus Incarnate, Rillaboom, Zamazenta, and Tyler on the right with Bastiodon, Miraidon, Chenpao, Iron Hands, Ogerpon, Hearthflame, and Grimmsnarl.
Yeah, so both these guys ran, they both ran this team at San Antonio, but Michael's not running it today, so he knows the team pretty well. They know this, I think they know the matchups pretty well here. I don't think they've played today, from what I remember, from what I haven't heard anything about them playing already today.
I don't believe so. One thing I really like about Michael's team is that Safety Goggles Ditto, because Ditto is a very underrated Pokemon right now. I think it is very scary into a lot. A lot of the really common teams don't want something, like for example, on Tyler's side, if you've got a Miraidon and a Zamazenta, that's scary because once again you're playing that Draco Mirror, where it's like, if a Draco Meteor 1 or Electro Drift 1, then the other's not hit very effectively. And so, already, if you can position Ditto correctly, you can do some really nice things with it. Same thing going with Ogerpon Mirrors, I think are very important as well. And also, one thing I do want to point out, though, quite a few things on Michael's team is susceptible to Thunder Wave, which Tyler has said has been very useful for them.
I'm surprised to see no Lando here, but I think he just doesn't want to be pressured into Terra with from the Chenpao because he wants to keep Terra for Zama. But what's interesting is the Ditto, the Mon I think he wants to steal the most. I know it's obviously could be Miraidon, but it's just slower than, because it's copy speed as well, it's just slower than his Chenpao, which Tyler will definitely bring. I think copying the Grimmsnarl would actually be, like,
oh, for sure.
You just steal screens, steal Thunder Wave, and now it's a lot harder to pick up more KOs.
For sure.
We'll see. I mean, he obviously brought it in the back, so he won't lead it, which sometimes can be really aggressive. Fire upon Chenpao lead with Zamazenta Chenpao.
A very solid lead for Michael here. Obviously, we're going to see that this Dauntless Shield activates before Mold Breaker, which means that this Hearthflame is going to go after Zamazenta. Kind of could go for a 2-hit on it. Chenpao does not touch Zamazenta, period. On Tyler's side, I think that Chenpao is just in a spot where every single thing that it could do is resisted. I think there's, if I were Tyler, I would maybe go for a double protect here, and just down out.
Yeah, Michael double protected. I think.
Why not? We're gonna see a protect fest. Oh, it's gonna be triple protect. Is it?
Quadruple protect?
3. Can we make it 4?
Oh my gosh.
Let's see Spiky Shield.
Quadruple protect.
There it is.
The quadruple protect on opening turn.
You know, that's smart though, because
I mean, so against this team, we normally, like, against Zama, we would try to lead Ogerpon and Grimmsnarl, but that is safe because Chenpao's boosted damage allows, Heavy Slam, or in this case, Behemoth Bash, to pick up a KO on Grimmsnarl, so then you kind of have to, with Reflect, but then if they double into Grimmsnarl, then you only get one thing. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see what,
Spiky Shield was it was kind of an obvious play. Sucker Punch is going to come out from Michael's side, not going to connect onto anything, and we are going to see Throat Chop on the opposing Chenpao connect with Michael's, followed by a Body Press once again onto the Ogerpon. A bit of a shock play there. I think it was kind of, now it's an interesting case because the Ogerpon is threatened, but Chenpao, again, it just doesn't do much. So I don't blame Michael for just taking the turn and being like, I'll take whatever damage I take because Chenpao can't touch me very much, and now I get free body presses on whatever is on the left side, and it does not matter what it is, it doesn't want to take it.
Yeah, so I think the Ogerpon's gonna have to sacrifice itself. I don't think it lives the double up here, but I think it kind of has to or it has to take the double up just because, yeah, right, the Chenpao just is pressure, nothing. But he's gonna follow these to make sure that it takes the hits. I think it'll take the Astral Crash, but it will not take the Body Press.
His Body Press will absolutely KO it. Absolutely KO it. And now with this in play, you have, again, another conundrum thing. First things first, this Icicle, this Chenpao, very good chance that it outspeeds the Miraidon, or speed ties the Miraidon.
It is faster. That's Jolly Chenpao. I know the Miraidon speed, so I know
there you go.
Much
that's all you need. I think you gotta go right now. What I would do: Icicle Crash to the Miraidon slot, protect Zamazenta. save it because the Terra is going to be very, very important. Also with Behemoth Bash into Grimmsnarl, which is something that is very useful. And looking at your Pokemon in the back, you know, you've got which you can copy that Grimmsnarl and just kind of go, hey, I want to see you click Draco Meteor. But I think Electro Drift is the play, and at that point you can just Terra Dragon and start Behemoth Bash.
Yeah, if he switches into the Ditto, he's going to steal the Thunder Wave, and then he's going to be able to paralyze the now Terra-faring Miraidon. So I think what happens here is Tyler just reflects and then goes for Electric.
Oh, it's got it.
Or Volt Switch. He can just Volt Switch out as well. So, you know.
I think Volt Switch is probably safer. There's that reflection. And we are going to see that Icicle Crash connect with the Miraidon. It's going to do just under half, which makes sense. Dazzling Gleam. Actually, you know what? Dazzling is a very, very solid choice here because you can hit the Chen Pao, and it kind of forces Zamazenta to start going for wide guards. With the Protect, you can't wide guard on this turn, although I think it's not going to matter because you can just bring out Rillaboom and go for your Fake Outs, and then Behemoth Bash into the Grimmsnarl. Very safe play there. And with the opposing, you know, I believe the opposing Hard Flame's out of play, and then, you know, Chen Pao is the last Mon, like, you're kind of safe to just go for the Fake Out on Mirai and bam, 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 Behemoth Bash.
Yeah, it's pretty much the safest play. There's no reason to not go for it. The only thing is, like, Miraidon is definitely going to switch, or he can just Thunder Wave. Yeah, he's going to call the no, not even going to respect the Fake Out here.
That's valid.
For T-Gleam.
That's very valid, because you know that Rillaboom's going to take it. You can return it with a Wood Hammer, and then Grassy Glide into that slot. If it's Chen Pao, it's going to take a lot of damage out too. And this Rillaboom is going to get it down about half. That's a great amount of damage. It is, and it's going to connect with the Behemoth Bash as well to just remove them right on from play. And now it is essentially Chen Pao and Grimm versus the world.
Yeah, now then with the Ditto copy, now you can kind of like, whenever Zama goes down, you can just come in and copy the Chen Pao that's coming in. You don't want to obviously copy the Grimmsnarl.
I'm actually not.
You could. I mean, you get screens, but it's not. You don't have Thunder Wave pressure. Because you just don't have Thunder Wave pressure.
I think the hard part with this is this Chen Pao could one-shot the Rilla. I think the Terrifier is the right play there. Yeah. That'll do it. I think Grassy. I got a Wood Hammer here, actually. I think you just got a Wood Hammer and hope that Turret Chop does not KO you. And then at this point, like, the Terrifier was fine. I think that was deep.
Yeah, I think Tyler just needs arrows here from the Zama, because he's just not going to be able to hit it very hard right now.
Chen Pao going for Protect. That's not terrible.
The Grassy Glide, yeah, and he's going to Thunder Wave, and
it's got it.
He's going full, I'm just going to parry you if I win. Because that's his best shot right now.
Oh, Thunder Wave, miss on Rilla. That was crucial. Because now, and Behemoth Bash going to connect with the Grimmsnarl, does a lot of damage even through the Reflected. That is a one-hit KO without the Reflected, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep. And that's why you run, well, obviously, it's because of Chen Pao, but also this is one of the reasons why you run Behemoth Bash. It does more damage than the lighter targets like Grimmsnarl. And so now, I guess Grass is double into I think he's double into Chen Pao.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, pretty much. Thunder Wave this time connects. Especially didn't see a Wood Hammer here. I understand it, but it just felt like it was the right call. Throat Chop connecting with it as well. Yeah, you had the ability to go for Wood Hammer. The Body Press is just going to round it out and basically give this match to Michael.
Yeah, you can't one-shot anyway because they still have Sash. So Grassy Glide guarantees damage. You can't get parried because you're faster than the Grimmsnarl, so you go before the Thunder Wave. Just pick up the KO.
Yeah.
We'll go to game 2 with a victory for Michael.
Yep, at this point you just kind of, I think you just switch okay, fair enough. But I was going to say, I think you could just switch Rillaboom in and just be like, hey, switch Rillaboom out and be like, hey, let me make sure that I don't have to click Transform here. But it worked out.
Well, then he doesn't switch because now Tyler doesn't even know what he brought in the back.
That was very true. Ditto never showed. The Ditto never showed. Very smart. I don't think Michael brought in the wrong 4. I think it was for the right 4 for sure. I don't see any way that wasn't the right 4, to be honest. Flutter's not going to add much.
I think Tyler just beating the Chen Pao. I mean, honestly, like, do a Zama matchup. I mean, I get it. I think he led it because he was afraid of the Lando Eye, which I get, and that's probably something I would have done. But now, kind of got to pivot and just say, look, like, you know, I've kind of got to call the lead here, because if I lead Chen Pao into Zama, it's just a big disadvantage. But if he does, then he's in a lot better of a spot. So it just comes down to kind of trying to read what the lead's going to be, and I think he's going to probably just go off of, you know, what he saw last game. Don't bring Chen Pao.
Yeah.
You know, give a much better chance. You know, hands with low kick.
Oh yeah. I think the Chen Pao is in a spot where it's really, yeah, you got Landers, but then what? Rel's gonna Terrafire, can't hit it that hard. Zama, you do no damage to. Flutter, one-shots you. The opposing Chen Pao, you resist, and then Ditto, you'd resist. So, like, there's no use for Chen Pao here, in my opinion.
It's just a Lando, and the thing is...
And then you got Draco Meteor for that.
Yeah, and you can still... It doesn't KO, and because it's Terra Water, I honestly think in Ingrassy terrain, Landers just might just die to Draco.
Like, it still would.
I don't think Landers can even eat a Draco Meteor without terrain, so I think at that point you just rely on Miraidon to kill Landers.
I think you go Mirai Grim as a lead. Bring in a Hearth Flame for the back, because you kind of need Hearth Flame just in general to redirect. And then the choice between Hands and Bastion is yours. I think personally here, it really depends. I would go Hands. I don't like bringing Bastion into a Ditto, because then you're in the mirror and there's a good chance that you set up your iron defenses, Ditto's getting those iron defenses too. So I think Hands is just a bit safer.
Hands a lot safer. Bastion just does not. There are technically some worlds where we've talked about how Zama you can beat Zama with Bastion, but it's just so cool. Because you've just got to put yourself in a position where you can set up iron defenses, and
that's not going to happen.
It's not going to come in easy. Yeah.
And even if it does, it's likely going to be able to just get Icicle Crashed or Throat Chopped and then Body Pressed, and then you can't really deal that much damage back to Zama because it's got that +1.
So Rillaboom and Zama versus Grimstar Ogerpon for Tyler. To the immediate switch out of the Rillaboom, you want to don't want it on the field, you want to get the train control.
Yeah. I like that. I think it's smart to just go for the Chen Pao, threaten that Ogerpon right away. You kind of have to, if you're Tyler, you kind of have to play Reflect here, and you also immediately put that Thunder Wave pressure away. Grimstar coming back. Oh, I'm surprised we didn't see Reflect. This might be a one-shot. It's going to be close.
It shouldn't KO, but with the Chen Pao, you're right. I think this Ogerpon's just dead.
Ogerpon generally takes about like 60%, so it's going to survive on red. If it does, no, it doesn't.
One shot.
Brilliant play there. That was a really good play from Michael.
Shot into Chen Pao. Yeah. Now, with how much damage it did before, I was like, from the first game, I was like, that was sort of ruined. That's going to OHKO. And keep in mind, that Ogerpon has over 200 HP in Deathmatch. That is a bulky Ogerpon. It just cannot, this combo is one of the strongest combos in the game.
Oh, yeah. Definitely convincing me to be, hey, time to look into Chen Pao. And speaking of looking into Chen Pao, it's now in a spot where I think this is the position where it's a bit tricky. I think you got to Volt Switch out. Terrafairy is very valid because you could be outsped by it. But I think you got to Volt Switch out here because of that. Icicle Crash is going to go first. Miraidon takes it. I'm surprised we didn't see Reflect still.
Trying to Spirit Break into Chen Pao here.
Trying to get rid of it, which is smart. But again, I think Reflect would have been nice because
the Behemoth's just going to kill the Grimstar before it attacks.
Exactly. There's no way this Grimstar will. With Body Press, it's still a no. And there's that Chen Pao on power to that last player. I think, this is Behemoth Bash, which it is, but it's in the Chen Pao slot.
Alright, so he called it, and now he's going to get a Spirit Break off, going to get a KO on Chen Pao, but
at what cost?
Yeah, he's going to get, they don't even come in here. I think he's probably bringing Rillaboom.
I actually like the idea of bringing in Ditto because Chen Pao. Another Chen Pao is
second Chen Pao. Okay, no, that would be funny though.
It would have been great. You could U-turn. Could U-turn out. But I think, here looking at it, you got to fake out that Chen Pao, right? And then just go Behemoth into Grim, and then Grim's got to Reflect in order to even survive it. I don't even think you need to Terrafire here. I think you just fake out. Chen Pao's going to protect if anything. You could go for that. I guess that makes sense. But just.
I think he's trying to really punish the double. Because, what he's doing here is he's punishing the Protect on Chen Pao and KOing Grimstar on the turn. And removing any Thunder Wave, shenanigans happening. Yeah. Because there's a scenario where Grimstar lives, and then you switch in Miraidon for the Chen Pao slot, and then get a Thunder Wave para, and then things kind of start to get out of control. So pretty sort of play.
And Icicle Crash gonna take a Real Boom, makes sense, but it's Fire, so doesn't do anything. And the Body Press gonna connect with that Grimmsnarl, gets rid of it.
Yep. Chen Pao's boost, make sure that's KOs. That would not have KO'd without Chen Pao next to it, so
yeah.
Chen Pao kind of hurting the Grimmsnarl here by lowering its defense with the Body Press. And
I think here, this is the play. Mirai is in an interesting spot. Because it's now, once again, without realizing it, got that 150-50 matchup. Because if it hits Electro Drift, go in your own Ditto, and just now Electro Drift, not happening. You 4x resist it. You have to watch out for the Chen Pao. I would actually think Chen Pao protecting here is smart, and if you just double into the Miraidon, because if that's the case, now you're in a spot where you kind of effectively Chen Pao, no matter what, whether it's with a U-turn or with Body Press, it's going to knock it out. I think right now you've got to basically double up on the Mirai and hope one of them KOs. Will that happen? I think so, but we'll see.
Yeah, I think probably a double up. You could have doubled up, yeah, and he's going to double up into Zama here. That's what I would have done. He's going to try and get rid of it. But doesn't, so he does split his damage. This will KO, this is in the terrain, but yeah, even a soft ass better.
That's the play that I think may have... That was the play that Tyler needed to make. Because now, you don't have to worry about that Electro Drift 50-50. You have to worry about outspeeding another Icicle Crash. And as we've seen, Icicle Crash isn't super reliable. So you're probably knocking out the Zama here with an Electro Drift. If you miss an Icicle Crash, might be game over. I think it's going to be... you gotta have to miss 2 Icicle Crashes in order to have a shot. You gotta double up to the Mirai. It's definitely the more threatening one. Could also flinch here, potential. Which would be very useful.
I think he literally needed the...
That's enough, though. That's gonna do it.
Yeah, he needed the flinch, and then he needed the dodge, and that was the way for him to win. Because, like, if he dodges but then doesn't flinch, now he loses him on, and then he can't kill the full HP.
And that's gonna do it. Michael Wagner takes home the championship with that Ditto and Zama combo, the double pow! The double pow. That was a very interesting game. You know, I think this just shows that Ditto is an underrated Pokemon. It's mainly been seen on Koraidon teams, but, you know, when you're playing something like Zamazenta, it's balance. Ditto fills a gap that it needs to because it can adjust into whatever you need. I really like that. I think the Rillaboom also, nice to remove the terrain. Just overall, really well played by Michael there. And to Tyler, I mean, second place, amazing. I've wanted to see the Bastionon on stream because I haven't seen it on stream yet here.
Yeah,
but
I had one stream appearance today, lost that game. Then he went and benched it for the rest of his stream games. But it's done its job in plenty of the matchups that it needed to. And yeah, we're seeing Zama Chen Pao very, very strong.
Yep.
Did a huge amount of damage.
And we'll be back here in 2 weeks for our next challenge. Stick around. If I'm not mistaken, that is I think the last one, or one of our last ones before Vancouver. We got EUIC coming up. And again, if you are sitting at home being like, man, I wish I was playing here today, come on over to Great Environment. We love seeing new faces. Come play, come have fun, come learn. That's very important. Learn that Icicle Crash can miss or flinch. You know, anything can happen in these games. But congratulations once again to Michael. We will see you guys in 2 weeks. Peace out.